we have to understand that there's a difference between immigrants and illegal immigrants. So when you see people online saying when they're saying immigrants aren't welcome here, Trump is being racist towards immigrants, it's not that. We need to stop listening to that because they are causing mass confusion amongst people who really aren't listening to what's being said by the people who are saying the thing, which is Trump and his administration. What is going on, everyone's? We are here and we are back with another episode of
Is My Point Valid?
Yes, indeed. I am yours truly, Brandon D.
I am Camille A. Stocker.
And like we always do at this time, I kind of froze for lost my train of thought. But anyway, like we always do at this time, we want to say thank you to everyone who continues to rock with us. There's a couple of people, I'm going to find out what your handles are or your YouTube thing is. We got a couple people who continuously show us love on a weekly basis, and we appreciate that. And we're going to start calling y'all out by name because we truly appreciate it. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into this episode. And topic for today is going to be
Trump's golden age.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff going on. Trump's doing a lot. Some of the stuff I understand, not all of it. So I ain't even gonna try to play y'all and make y'all think that I do. But it's a lot of people who hate what's going on, and there's a lot of people that love what's going on. We're gonna talk about it today. So you want to go ahead and get it? I threw it to you. Now, Trump is doing I think he's doing some good things.
He just got into office.
Like yesterday.
Yeah.
And he even signed like 1,000 executive orders.
Right.
He owned their behinds. I don't know if you listened to or heard of that's what I was about to look up. The new press secretary. I can't remember her name, but she is on they behinds. She's answering questions directly. She has the right answers. I can't say she has the right answers, but she has the answers for you. She is not redirecting or any of that from the previous people was doing. John St. Pierre, I don't know who that. She had to have been a DEI hire, but that's one of the things that Trump has attacked head on, this DEI, and a lot of people are mad about Target and all of these other companies that are rolling back their DEI programs. And do you think DEI benefits Black people in any way?
I think DEI was a segue from affirmative action. So they made it seem like, okay, oh my goodness, we're losing affirmative action, but there was still DEI. And I believe that there's going to be another name for it. It's not gone away. It's just going to be retransformed into something else. It's going to
be social something.
It's going to be something else. It's going to be something that is beneficial to people of color or the minority. There is going to be something like that. I do not think the DEI is beneficial. And we could take the Target situation that's happening, right? Since that is what's in the news, and mind you, there's other companies who are like, no, we're not doing it either. But a lot of people shop at Target, and if you see it, there was this big uproar of like, they're going to take our items out of the store. No, that's not what was happening. They're saying we're not going to do this diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, what does Target sell? Well, when I was on my Blackness during the pandemic,
power to the people. Happy, what is it? Black History Month. But anyway.
That was where you would find the Black-owned women businesses, the hair products for and look, I'm going to be real with y'all. Some of them hair products weren't working for me. Although I am Black, but they weren't working for me. So I need that Garnier Fructis, okay? Or some Dove, like that worked. But anyhow. And so you look at that and you were only seeing that. But if you're, in my opinion, when you solely say something is Black owned, that means your sole purpose is that you are marketing to Black people only. And I think that is damaging to your business. Why, if you make a great product, then it should be for everybody. And then anybody can make that decision if that's not for them or if it is for them. You know, that you don't see, Dove, it has marketed during that whole whatever. They did market. They had the curly, you know, for little Black children and all this, and had the little Black girls on the shampoo bottles and stuff. So there was this marketing thing, but like
the company is not
right.
They're not marketing a color as their target audience. They were marketing a certain product but in order for us to be diverse, let me create this product for curly hair. When all to me, now you see all companies don't use sulfates and all the stuff because they say, well, that's bad for your hair. It's not, but but you look at DEI and it's just like it was just about a diversity. Even during June, the month of June, they be calling Pride Month, but it's not that. When Target was doing like all the rainbow stuff and everything, that was targeting to the diversity, equity, and inclusion. I have to include you so that people can come and shop at my store. But it wasn't helpful. It's a money ploy, I believe. Yes, because people see, hey, they have this product, we're going to go. And then the next person tells this person, and then it's money. Right. It's money. Until they ain't.
Right.
And now you want to boycott.
And so they're not saying they're going to take away products. They're saying we're not going to directly cater to. We're
not hiring people solely off of their skin color.
That's it.
We getting back to America, how people need to be qualified. We need some certain qualifications for the job. We don't need to be just hiring people just because they look like us or we want them to look a certain way.
Right, and that goes like to Trump's cabinet. When it first came out, everybody was like, "There's no Black people." But what if no Black people were qualified to be on that? And I think I talked about like the diversity wasn't about our skin color; it was about you being able. What are you diverse in? Like what can you handle in that situation? And so we need to look for qualified people because America is going down in the dumps because there's not enough. Once again, in my opinion, I don't believe there's enough qualified people who are willing to put in the work. You can say, I went to school for 4 years. What are they teaching? They're teaching DEI. They're teaching you to be emotionally connected to all these things. You have to feel social all of these things. But what about the job?
Not critical thinking.
Like if you are a marketing manager, or if you go to college for that, then you need to learn how to manage this marketing. Yeah. If you are an engineer, you need to know whichever part of engineering you're going into. You need to be great at your skill, not subpar, but you need to be great. And so on and so forth. Even with teachers, like this mess is crazy.
Yeah, but moving right along, what else Trump got going on? I know he go ahead. Go ahead. I know he on these immigrants behind.
Right, that was one of the things that he said in his speech at the inauguration, which he was going to say.
He been campaigning on that since way before.
Yeah, but in the speech, he said it was going to be a national emergency at the southern border. Illegal entry was going to be halted and returning millions of criminal aliens back. And so he is going to invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which is direct governed to use full and immense, and I'm quoting this, y'all, immense power of federal state law enforcement to eliminate presence of all foreign gangs and criminal networks. And people have been in an uproar about that as well because they're not understanding the verbiage of it. Yeah. Once again, it's those emotions. Like, read it or listen to exactly what it is. If you don't know what the words mean, then grab a dictionary.
One thing I do want to say this. We have to understand that there's a difference between immigrants and illegal immigrants. There's a difference between migrants and illegal migrants or illegal immigrants, however you want to say it.
Aliens, right?
Illegal aliens. So when you see people online saying when they're saying immigrants, immigrants aren't welcome here. What's the name? Trump is being racist towards immigrants. It's not that. We need to stop listening to that because they are confusing you.
Yeah.
And they are causing mass confusion amongst people who really aren't listening to what's being said by the people who are saying the thing, which is Trump and his administration. He is saying that illegal immigrants are pretty much not welcome. And if you are illegal.
And how do you get an illegal immigrant to come here? They come over here without they just come over.
Yeah.
And they're in California, they're in Texas.
And they had asked the new border czar, I can't remember his name. They asked him, they were I just forgot what they asked him. Anyway, go ahead.
I forget. Made me lose my train of thought too.
Yeah.
But they're in different states and everything, and they are like looting and all the like just doing things. So and raping women. You've seen in the news. So
it's not all of them.
It's not. No, that I'm saying the illegal, but it is not all of the illegal immigrants.
Oh, that's what they asked. Go ahead. That's what they asked. Oh boy, they was like, are they, if they're over here illegally, they haven't committed a crime, are they welcome? He was like, well, if they're over here illegally, they committed a crime.
Yes.
So they got to go too.
Right. Yeah. It is a crime.
Yeah.
And I will continue to use this example.
It's not just the violent crimes.
We Americans can't go and cross into Canada just like that because we can't go there illegally.
Matter of fact, we had a conversation at work just yesterday. They expect you to have a certain amount of money in your bank account before you even come across the border.
Like you can't
have felonies. You can't have none of that. You have to be a straight up and down person and have money. I think you have to have like 3 months worth of living expenses before they let you cross the border. So they checking your bank account.
So this thing of America,
and we crying.
It's very interesting, but we have to look at ourselves. And would you be like? And would you want to be? I can't imagine how they're living. Right, they're coming over here and they don't have anything. They might be stealing. I don't know. I'm not gonna like. All I know is it is a crime for them to come over here illegally when we have people who want to come here legally and they're struggling.
Side note, if America is as bad as Americans say it is, why everybody want to come here? I don't think it's as bad as you think it is.
It's a lot of
y'all
freedom.
Saying it is.
It's not.
It's y'all say it's a whole lot of freedom. It's a whole lot of privilege. It ain't just white privilege. Black people got privilege too. It's American privilege. Because you go anywhere else in the world and it ain't like this. So we need to stop acting like America is the worst country in the world because we can look on the TV. Hamas, Israel, all the Russia, China, all these people are up under dictatorships. And we thought, y'all wanted people to think that Donald Trump was that. But Donald Trump is, in my eyes, he's the complete opposite. He is revealing the corruption that has been going on for years because the Democrats have been controlling things for 20 years?
I'd say
something like that.
Since Daddy Bush.
Okay. So since Daddy Bush.
And I'm saying, and wink, wink, Daddy Bush was a Republican.
Yeah, but
W was a Republican, but there was some ties in there. So, it was from what I've been reading, there were some things going on that were happening where every power was in the same hands. So we look at this and, I like to bring up the Constitution because I believe in the Constitution.
The Constitution.
I really do believe in the Constitution because that is how we are supposed to govern ourselves. Like that. The founding fathers set it up for us and how to run America. So
the blueprint
of it. So a lot of what we're seeing, we don't know it's wrong, or we look at Trump's administration and Trump but he just got into office, and we look at it and say, well, that's wrong. But everything that he does has to be, by the Constitution. Even with Joe Biden, it had to be but it was some things happening though. Anyhow, so it has to be constitutional, you guys. It has to be. This is not a dictatorship. Fun fact, I said it started like a Daddy Bush. Some of the plantings of what is happening in America did start with FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt. If Franklin, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of this. If Franklin D. Roosevelt had not died, he would have turned into a dictator. He would have did 4 terms, and he wouldn't have been a president. He would have been a dictator because of some of the bills and things that he was passing.
It wouldn't have been no more voting.
Right. Yes. And so then he dies, and then we have Harry Truman, but he was in on it. It's a whole thing. So it was a lot of what was like communism stuff happening. Eventually, if it would have continued, it would have been a dictatorship. So what we have today is not dictatorship. We're nowhere close to it. Or socialism.
I just named the countries where you can look at and see what it really is.
Socialism. Yeah.
But anyway, close the borders. You ain't got a country if you ain't got no borders. What else Donald Trump got going on?
Well, it was like godly values, restoring common sense. It was the male and female.
It's only 2 genders.
Yeah, he said the male and female.
That boy, he just passed an executive order where he revoked anybody's passport who said that has an X gender, whatever on it. Yeah, so it's 2 genders, male and female. If you don't want no problems with your passport and the ID and all that stuff there, you need to make sure you put in an M or F. Ain't nothing else. Do that. What else he got going on?
I think that was really it was. He said he would make America a manufacturing nation again.
Restoring common sense.
Restoring common sense. He was going to end the Green New Deal, which would revoke everybody needs to have electric vehicles because
nobody want that.
What type of stuff is that? How do you dictate that somebody can't use gas, but you have to use electricity? That's wild.
That's crazy.
That's dictatorship. That's straight telling up somebody what you must do. Yeah, like how you.
And that let you know he don't really care nothing about doggone Elon Musk.
But everybody else is in an uproar. He don't care.
Man, I don't care nothing about them electric vehicles you got. Man, we ride by that spot every day. It's about 100 of them doggone Tesla trucks out there.
There's so many. They just
sitting there looking ugly, looking like Transformer cars. Man, they ugly. There. But anyway, what else he got going on?
With that, he was talking about.
Ain't no more transgenders in the dog. Y'all Transformers? Ain't no Transformers in the military. He ain't allowing it no more. It's done. Executive order. He own you. Ain't no more of that. I don't know what he got a problem with. But we don't need y'all. I think we're being laughed at. People look in the military, they see cross dressing and all that stuff. I don't think that's a good look. But anyway, what else you got?
Let me see. It says
I got a question.
Something else
in the meantime. Serious question. I heard that Joe Biden pardoned Marcus Garvey. And I'm trying to understand for the life of me how that is beneficial to black people and people alive, period.
It has nothing to do with it. It is about recognizing that he did the crime, but we need to please black people again. I have to do this.
It's one of them shut up
I think pardons. It was because Marcus Garvey, it was mail fraud.
He wasn't even American.
He was not American, but he really did. He really was thieving. And he really tried to uproot black Americans
and send y'all to a country he ain't even from.
Right, and go back to Africa. And fun fact, W.E.B. Du Bois was on board with that, and then after that, he was like, "Nah, I can't get jiggy with it because I think Marcus Garvey was trying to whatchamacallit, his intelligence. But I think it was just a thing of, look, I am pardoning him, but how do you pardon, him? And he was not, he was a communist too, you guys. So it's
he was gonna have y'all like Martin Luther King, right?
He wasn't for us. He was a tyrant as well.
Shout out to my boy Donald Trump for pardoning Beverly Williams.
It's
Beverly Williams. She is the woman, for anybody who doesn't know who she is the woman who went to jail. I think she got sentenced to 3 years?
Yes, but she's not the only one. It was a lot. It was like grandmothers and everything too. She's the main name that we know. But there were others that were a part of this who are also arrested.
So she the Rosa Parks of this thing?
No, I don't. I wouldn't.
You understand my reference?
Yeah, but
for the people who don't understand the reference, Rosa Parks, she sat on the bus. She sat on the front of the bus, but she was not the first one to sit on the front of the bus. And in fact, I believe I read that she had a car, so she shouldn't even been on the bus. She was out there trying to doggone silent protest like Martin Luther King, and we see what that got. Anyway, what else we got going on with Donald Trump?
I know with another thing, it was the External Revenue Service. Well, I don't really know. I hadn't read into that.
I know what that has something to do with him. Instead of taxing us, he's going to start taxing with tariffs to other countries and make them pay into us.
Yes, and it's supposed to help our economy.
I need to read more into that. I need to
understand how that will make us.
I don't.
How will that enhance? I understand the concept. Let me be clear. I understand what he means when he says he will tax other people, and that, of course, that money will come into.
But how exactly what's the science?
Does the American people lose the Internal Revenue Services? Right? Do we just not pay taxes, and then other people are doing that? So I do have that question about that. What else was it? I know a lot of people did not watch the inauguration. We did. We watched the inauguration. We almost missed it because I thought it was going to be later in the day and it was early in the morning. I said, oh my word. But we watched it, and that was the same day that it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And so I know a lot of people did not watch the inauguration, and I'm kind of like, I don't like that, because here's my thing is, this is history, whether you like him or not. I watched Joe Biden. It's
called respect, man.
I don't even think it's respect. I think it's history. It's history. Like, to know that this is the president that is going to represent us for the next 4 years. We've had Biden represent us for 4 years. Before that, it was Trump before, and then it was Barack Obama, and then so before that and so forth, right? But I think it's like a respect thing, and we talk about history. Like, every year, you learn the same speech, you read the same books about Martin Luther King. Ain't nothing changed except now that them documents are out, right? That's the only thing. But every 4 years, we get someone new who says that they're going to do something different for us, and who tells us, "Hey, I'm gonna be for the people."
And when they get there,
and we don't make these people work for us. We just say, "Oh, they're in office." You on the internet screaming, and you're moaning and groaning about these things. Go lobby, like go to not even for a president. What's happening in your community, your governor, your mayor, your city councilors, your aldermen, all these people in your community? How are you being in contact with them to make sure that they are making sure our communities are good? When our communities are good, then shoot, the whole nation is good. You can't stop. You cannot start at the top. You got to start at the bottom. And that's how I feel. So I feel like people are sucky for not engaging because of how they feel about a man, when the United States of America is your home. Like, this is where you live, because he doesn't have to be president tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's this is gonna forever change, but America is forever. Well, until Jesus Christ comes and say, no more. But right now, America is our home, and we should know what's happening.
And I know for me, if it's someone who is in a major position and I don't like them,
I need to know what they're
talking about.
Right.
it's crazy that y'all don't even want to know what he's talking about. Y'all want to boycott stuff. And I'm gonna say this: boycotting only works when conservatives are involved. So y'all can cut that out. All that boycotting stuff is pretty much dead. Y'all need to come up with a better plan. Y'all ain't sticking together with that. Y'all ain't standing 10 toes down. Y'all ain't standing on business. So we need to leave that. We need to leave this boycott stuff alone.
Knowing what bills are coming, what bills you know, y'all can call on the phone sometimes and be like, no, like bills and stuff. Like there's a homeschool bill right now. You call and be like, no, I'm not for that. Right. So there's things.
What the phone number is?
I don't know.
They need to be the doggone handheld, patted on the butt. Come on.
And you know what gets people too is some of these sessions that happen. They happen on like Monday and Tuesday mornings. So where are people at? They're at work, and you're in your mind. You're like, well, I can't miss work because of this. But
they know that.
Yeah. So it's there is a disadvantage. So I'm not saying but we need to. That's where that community comes in again. Hey, I can't make it, but I know you're off today or whatever.
Yeah.
That's like that is
recorded or something.
This is
DVR,
what it is, right?
like they do back in the day.
So there are people out here who are fighting, but it can't be 5 people if you really want
straight up
change, and it can't just be Trump. You know, like it can't be.
We need to stand behind that boy. And like we say, don't just vote these people in. Make sure they're doing the work. You got to put them to work. They elected officials. They work for us.
Right.
We need to stop acting like we work for them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Straight up. Because as long as we act like that, and y'all know the saying, you treat people how to treat you. Same thing.
Treat people how you treat you.
You teach people how to treat you. My fault. You teach people how to treat you. And what else you got?
I guess we'll save the best for last time. Well, Mrs. Michelle Obama was not at the inauguration, and a lot of people are in uproar about that.
Trash.
Okay. So, I feel like it was disrespectful. Why? Because she did serve as first lady. Her husband was president of the United States, and I feel like she should have been there in support. She was also not at President Carter's funeral, so whatever. And I get it. You don't like somebody and you don't want to be in the same room with them. Cool. But I think in support of her husband, of him not being solo and all these other things. And because of that, I went ahead and I didn't download her book. I checked out her book and I listened to it. And I learned some interesting things about it. First off, she did not want Barack to go into politics like that. I got the vibe that she was a little jealous of him because the tension was on him. And she has this vendetta against Trump that is really just the only thing that she said was the first, like, it was one thing. And y'all, it's so interesting. And from what I picked, it was a very good listen. I listened to it. But from what I picked up, it was the Democratic Party is making people believe that the other side is just terrible. And I feel that Barack Obama and Michelle Obama did it purposefully to make him look like a straight butt. How every interaction was, and she portrays that in the book from what I listened to, and I'm glad that I got more insight about her. Now I do understand or sympathize with her about, like, you can't protect your husband, right? If somebody say something ugly to him and everything, because you don't want anybody like coming at your husband and everything. But at the end of the day, I do think it was it was disrespectful for her to not be at the inauguration and to support her country. Forget Donald Trump if that's what it is. But you say you love America, then let's stand up and be proud to be an American, because it's not very, then if I want to be like on some race type stuff, you were the first Black family in the White House. So in her book, she was like, we have to represent because we are this and we have to show. So even still after the White House, you still need to represent if you're representing for Black people and represent what it is. So It's interesting.
Say, she acted like an independent woman. That's what they do. They do their own thing. No respect for your husband. No respect for the country. No respect for the presidency. Just no respect, period. And that's how I feel about it. But we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. So, like always, it is love, peace, and soul. Like Soul Train, baby.